original. It's why now, today, we are going to talk about this academic integrity, where now you are going to learn, or you are going to be informed how to behave when you are doing your different assignments. I'm going to talk about the plagiarism, ways of plagiarism, why do students plagiarize, and how to avoid the plagiarism, and what about images and videos and music when we talk about plagiarism, because most of the people think that plagiarism is only concerning texts. And later we are going to conclude, of course. And I'm going to show you the link of the software that we are using at University of Rwanda. It is called Turnitin. And later, your different lecturers can help you to use it. Of course, as I said on last Wednesday, even yesterday, my colleagues were explaining you how to use the UR e-learning platform. You know that there are many activities and resources which are available. And among those activities, you remember that there was one which is very important, the assignment. Now, if you go in that system, you will see that there is one activity called Turnitin assignment. That Turnitin assignment means that you do an assignment and you submit it in that software, and your lecturer can now see how much you have plagiarized or not. Now, what is the plagiarism? You know that in this era of information, the technology has changed a lot what we are doing, and the internet also changed many things that the human being is doing. Even in science, we see that there are many changes because of the internet and because of the technology that we are using. A simple information that you write today, you just post it on internet, immediately the whole world can see it. So there is no, there is a way to make sure that what you are posting has to be genuine. Otherwise, it can mislead the people. But this is what we see. We have many documents which are on the internet that people have access to them, and many people they have the trend to take those different documents and say that they are their own document. So this is very dangerous, and this is things that are met in different higher learning institutions where people try now to plagiarize, where people try to take documents that are not theirs, and academically, this is punishable. So there are many strategies to ensure that what we do is meeting the academic integrity. There are many strategies to make sure that what you do is your own work. And among those strategies, we have, as I said, many softwares, and at university we are using Turnitin. Now, what are now the consequences of ICT in academic integrity? In digital learning environment, there is an increase in the number of plagiarism cases, which in turn hamper the academic integrity and quality education. It's why in higher learning institutions, develop different policies and regulations to ensure academic quality. I can tell you that at the University of Rwanda, we have a policy of plagiarism. We have different guidelines that are helping different students, even the lecturers, to write correctly or to write academically. A computer-based plagiarism control tool is existing in our university, as I said. We use Turnitin. There are many in the world. I can say that there are that we call open source softwares. There are others which are proprietary, but the Turnitin that we are using is proprietary. It means it has license, it is belonging to a known company. What is now plagiarism? Many people used to try to define what is plagiarism, how they understand the term plagiarism. Even yourself, if I ask you to try to give me the definition or to attempt to give the definition of plagiarism, you will get an answer. And most of the time, the definition that you can propose, we can have one which is common. Now, many people use to say that plagiarism is copying another's work or borrowing someone else's original ideas. If you take this presentation, you go and you present it somewhere else, you write your name, this is a case of plagiarism. The terms copying and borrowing, they mislead people. They are very soft, so they are not expressing the weight of plagiarism. According to many dictionaries, they are trying to give different definitions of to plagiarize. To plagiarize, some people say that it is to steal or pass off the idea or words of another as one's own, to use another's production without crediting the source, to commit literary theft. So there are too many, but at the end, we can now keep in our mind that to plagiarize is to use documents that are not belonging to you and not to recognize that they have been made by other people. So all those are considered as plagiarism. We have this to turn in someone else's work as your own. You take this presentation and you say that is your own. This is a case of plagiarism. To copy words or ideas from someone else without giving credit. To give credit means here to recognize the work that has been done by the other person. Failing to put a quotation in quotation marks. Yes, your different lecturers, through different activities that are going to be given to you from year one up to the end of your bachelor degree, even if you go for further studies, this will remain important. They will tell you that you are allowed to use documents written by other people. You are allowed to read those documents because we cannot reinvent the wheel. So if you find an information in a book or in an article written by someone else, if you find a paragraph that is very important, you can quote it, and they will tell you how to quote. There are different tools that are helping us when we are writing to do a quotation. Of course, at the beginning, I cannot tell you that you will be able to do it as it is needed, but as you are going to progress in your different studies, you are now going to learn how to do good quotation. Someone can also say that it is giving incorrect information about the source of a quotation. Yeah, you cannot recognize correctly, so this is another case of plagiarism. Changing words by copying the sentence structure of a source without giving credit. Yes, there are other people who are trying now to paraphrasing a phrase belongs to someone else, and they think that other people cannot recognize it. It is possible. We know in some works that students used to present and the lecturers used to discover that the student is plagiarizing. Yes, it is copying so many words or ideas from a source that it makes up the majority of your work, whether you give credit or not. So all these, they are cases of plagiarism. Now, what are the ways of plagiarism? There are many ways. I think the thing that you used to do when you were, for example, in secondary schools, those who used to use computers, those who used to read on internet documents, you use Control-C. Control is a key which is on your keyboard. It is in the left and the right side of your keyboard. And the C is another key among the letters that you are using. If you combine a Control-C, sorry, you copy. And when you go somewhere else, you click with the cursor and you combine again, Control-V, you are pasting. So most of the students used to do copy and paste. So that is the one that you use most of the time, and it is a way of plagiarism. There is also what we call clone, where a student or any other person can reproduce 100% the work without changing any text in the original work without proper citation. Yes, you take the whole paragraph and you don't mention that this paragraph has been written by X or Y. The next way of plagiarism is find and replace. Those who are using Microsoft Word, you know how to use find and replace. Those who use Microsoft Excel, you have used this one. Or in some those who are using the Office package, we are using this find and replace. Imagine someone who has written a document about the country Rwanda. If he goes, for example, here in Uganda, some can replace the word Rwanda by the word Uganda. So this is the find. You find where the word Rwanda is written and you replace it with the word Uganda. So this is another way of plagiarism. The remix, it is to mix parts of text from many sources. Many people used to do it and think that the lecturers cannot discover what happened. So they are reading many articles, they are reading many books. You are going to do it even yourself, but your lecturers can discover, because what you read, it can happen that the lecturer has also read that document. So remix is to use different sources and copying from those different sources and make your work. There is another case which is called recycle. The recycle is another way of plagiarism. We used to say that is a self-plagiarism because many people, if they have written, for example, one article today, after 2 weeks, they can take a paragraph or many paragraphs from that article into another one. So they are plagiarizing themselves. They are taking documents that they have produced a long time ago, and they are bringing them in a new document without citing, without recognizing the first work. So this is also another case of plagiarism. The hybrid. For the hybrid, it is a blending uncited text with properly cited text. You have a document. You have read many documents, In one document, you take a paragraph. Okay, you recognize where now you took it from. You read another document. You take another paragraph. You don't cite. This is what we call the hybrid. You are mixing things. Now, the mashup is to produce a paper consistent with text taken from another material without providing the reference. This is close to the remix. Aggregator is the document is almost filled with cited text. Although the cited text are properly acknowledged, the document does not contain original contributions of the author. This is very common. Listen to me correctly, and you can tell me what is going to happen when you will be given different works to submit. Different works to submit. When different lecturers are giving you group works, we know that students, some of them, they are not working seriously. The work is done by a small group, others will be called to come and sign. Even those who are working, they go on internet. All of you know Google as a search engine. They go there, they take different paragraphs, they put them in the document, and they are very clever. They recognize, they acknowledge the source of those documents, those texts in a document, but we don't see any paragraph which is written by the team. So this is very dangerous, and this can cheat. This can show the lecturer that when you are citing, some lecturers who are not very careful, they can agree that you have a very good work, but you understand that you cheated. To retweet is the text closely relates to the original text, even though proper acknowledgement of the original text is provided. The sentence structure and the terms used in the text resembles original text. This is another way of plagiarizing, and we need to avoid them. Now, why you as students, you are plagiarizing? There are many reasons. Why people are plagiarizing? There are many reasons, but today we are talking about you, the students. People, they used to plagiarize because they want to maintain the good grades. You know, at university or in any other higher institutions, even in secondary schools or primary, there is a competition in a class. Every parent would like that his child be the first in the class. Even yourself, you would like to get high marks in every module. So this can be a cause that can make you plagiarizing because you want to get high marks. And of course, when you get high marks, you don't fail. And you do this because you fear to be failed. There is this that we call the social recognition. You know, in our different families, when there is a child belonging in one family who is very clever, people will respect that family. And yourself, when you are, as I said, when you are bringing high marks, your parents are very happy. Even the teachers are very happy. So this is a social recognition that most of you are looking for. Most of you are fighting for. Yes, you have to do it, but you have to get it in the good way, in the way which is correct, where you are not cheating. The other cause is the workload. That is the time. We know that many students, especially those who are now in town, there are some who are working, who have jobs, while they are supposed to be at school. We know them. Here I'm not talking about those evening students. We know that they are working during the day and they go to school in the evening. But I'm talking about you who are now in the campus. Some of you will go to work and you are going to see that your time at school is very reduced. So the conversation that I want to have is to look for the shortest cut, the shortest way to reach your degree. So you are not to plagiarize because you don't have enough time to produce good documents, and you want to do everything in a short time. And you know that to learn requires a lot of time. To learn requires to read many documents. I'm telling you, don't rely only on what your lecturers are bringing in the classroom. Some of the students, they are going in the library and they are reading the small PowerPoint presentations that the lecturer has given. This is not enough. You need to read many documents. The knowledge is coming from what you have to read. The skills are going to come from what you do. So please try not to have to give yourself enough time. There are other group of students who try to cheat because they find it very easy. Yes, when I'm saying like this, on the side of lecturers, sometimes we can find that there are teachers or lecturers who are not reading seriously so that they can see that your work, they are containing some plagiarism. And there are other students who find that there is no punishment, or the punishment is not strong, even if cheating is revealed. I would like to tell you that, as I said at the beginning, we have regulations. We have ways to punish you through the regulations. Of course, our role is not to punish you. Our role is to help you. Our role is to supervise you. Our role is to guide you so that you can build your academic writing. When you do a plagiarism, the first thing that a lecturer is going to do is not to punish you. They will tell you to go back and correct. In that case, you need to sit seriously and read, as I said. Some lecturers also can ask you to go back and bring the different sources that you have used so that they can help you to show how you can now get a good work. But don't do it because this lecturer is not very, strict, while the other one is strict. So we know that you used to compare lecturers. So it was another one. There is also the lack of interest in the assignment subject. We know that, of course, as I said, some of you have other duties to do. Or there are cases where we find that you are not interested in one course or another. Or you are not interested in one lesson or another. One lesson has not been well introduced, so you are not motivated. So this is coming from our different methodologies used when we are teaching, where a lecturer is not raising the motivation, where a lecturer is not helping you to be involved in that lesson or in that module. So sometimes you can go and try to cheat. There is also this case of economy of effort, where students think that they can easily escape from plagiarism. There is another very important case of plagiarism, or a way of plagiarizing. Many students, they don't know about plagiarism. My presentation today is for this point. Don't say that you don't know about plagiarism. You are starting your university. Today you know that plagiarism exists, and you know already the definition of plagiarism. You know now how to avoid plagiarism. Don't say that I didn't know that it is not allowed. You know it from today, from this time. Now, the lack of knowledge about academic integrity. In previous years, it used to be an explanation. Misunderstanding about learning versus copying. It used to be an excuse sometimes ago, but today it is not. You are here, you need to develop yourself. You need to work hard. You need to make sure that you are competitive on the market. If you want to cheat, of course, on the market, it will be discovered. Your bosses will give you assignment and you fail to do them. They will give you a text, a topic, and the one that you develop it, you write it, and you are going to produce a very poor text. So you will be judged from your work. Work hard today so that you can enjoy the life when you will be on the market. There are also other students who are copying for fun. As I said, they think that this or that lecturer is not strict, or they want to test the examiner. They want to test the lecturer to see that the lecturer is reading seriously their documents. So it's very important to know. To plagiarize is not an accident. We know that there could be an intentional plagiarism when you say that you don't know. And this is what I'm avoiding for you. Never say that you don't know, because today you are being informed. Your different lecturers are going to tell you that it's not good. Your different lecturers are going to set Turnitin assignment. You remember what I said last time? This university is a dual mode university where you can learn in a face-to-face mode, or you can learn in online mode of learning. So it is a blended learning mode of delivery. Today, the lecturer can ask you to go on the e-learning platform. As I said, on Wednesday, all the modules are already posted on the e-learning platform. So you need to go there. When a lecturer now has posted an assignment, so that when you submit that assignment, it goes immediately into the software called Turnitin that we are using to check the text matching. If now the lecturers are getting your assignment, the first thing to appear is the Similarity Index. The Similarity Index is the percentage generated by that software saying that this paragraph has been copied from this document, that paragraph, and it is making the total, and it can write that 50% of the work is coming from outside, 80% is copied. So the original work is presenting only 20%. You understand that the lecturer will be guided by the guideline that I said that are going to help you to go back and correct. Of course, he may decide or she may decide to reduce some marks for the first submission and allow you for the second submission. How now to avoid this? How to avoid plagiarism? We have here 5 main ways. As I said, you need to acknowledge the work. You need to cite. You need to write the reference of that work. There is another way of quoting. It is also a way of avoiding the plagiarism. You can also paraphrase correctly. You have to take notes correctly. You have to acknowledge common scientific knowledge. This is to give the value of others' works. If you are cited scientifically in many articles, it means you are changing the world. You are contributing in the world. But someone who is taking your work and takes it in other areas but never recognize that you have done it. So that is not good. Even yourself will not be happy. Imagine the time you are going to write your dissertations, or the time you are going to write an assignment, and your classmate is taking that assignment and submit it as it is his or her own assignment. If you discover that your classmate has done it, how are you going to feel? The way you are going to feel is the same way I'm going to feel if you are not taking my work and you don't acknowledge me. So try not to do this. Practically, as I said, I'm not going to show you how to do it, but I'm sure that your different lecturers in different modules, they are going to help you. They are going to help you to write correctly. In your different assignments, your lecturers are going to tell you that, yes, I see that this is well written. Please, can you rephrase or can you orient this in that side? They are the ones to help you to do this. There is also another core module, which is a cross-cutting module. Cross-cutting means it is being taught to all the students in one level. Now we are talking about years. There is a module which is being taught in all year ones. There are too many. I can say, for example, the Introduction to Information Technology. It is a cross-cutting module. The Entrepreneurship and Innovation. It is also another cross-cutting module. So, those cross-cutting modules, there is another one which is related to the English for academic purpose. It is where now they are also going to help you to do good practice on how to write scientifically, how to recognize the different works of others, how to do the quotation, the quote, how to cite others, and so on. Yes, as I said, you need to be informed to avoid plagiarism. You need to be informed that the plagiarism can disturb you in your studies, can make you failing while others are succeeding. So what to do, as I said in the previous slide, you need to cite and refer. You need to know how to summarize and paraphrasing. But you need to know that paraphrasing is not replacing only some words of the sentence, but you have to keep the structure of the sentence. It's not inserting some terms into the sentence of someone else. It's not changing only the order of the sentence. How now to paraphrase correctly? To paraphrase correctly is to combine related ideas from one or more sources and put together in one or more sentences. Or it is to eliminate the flow of the original text, tweak to match your writing style, or use synonyms to some terms if they work well within the sentence. So as I said, all this will be done practically in your different modules, and you are going to be helped by your different lecturers. Yes, we can avoid plagiarism, as I said. You need to cite the sources. You need to acknowledge that certain material has been borrowed or providing. And you need also to provide your audience with the information necessary to find that source is usually enough to prevent plagiarism. So Plagiarism is something that we can avoid. Plagiarism is something that we can correct if we find that we are plagiarized. And to succeed in all this is to give you the time, is to read different documents, is to know how to write correctly. And here I would like to tell you that when you are in a group, please don't wait to sign always. The one who is writing the text, he's improving his academic writing while you are wasting your time. Yes, as I said, when the lecturer is going to correct that copy, you are going to get your marks. And these marks, do you think that they are going to help you when you will be on the market? Sometimes no. You need now to read yourself and work seriously. Sometimes people used to say that, yes, we know that a text can be plagiarized. We know that when I go on the internet, I know how to get documents that I can use, which are genuine, and because I have been trained how to do the citation or how to bring the references, how to quote, I can now use different textbooks. We have also the plagiarism related to images, videos, and music. In the area of this element, we know that some people, they are playing, for example, music, they are watching videos that are not theirs, while those videos should be bought from the producers. Yes, this is also another case of plagiarism. In this case, we are talking about the copyright. Yes, a video is having a copyright. The music is also having the copyright. So you need, if it had to be bought, do it. Don't take it on internet and go and play. Yes, sometimes you can be caught by the producer, and in that case, they can take you into the court and you will be punished. So for the text, for the images, videos, and music, we know what we call Creative Commons. We know that there are some document, text, images, videos, and music which are under what we call, I call Creative Commons. It means document that you can use. In that case, if the author finds that you are using that document, he cannot say that you don't have the right, because he has given the full copyright, the right to be used. In that case, you are not allowed also to copy, as I said at the beginning. You need to recognize, but the only difference that we have here is the document can be used without paying money. Others, when you use them, you need to pay. When they find out you are using it and we didn't pay, so they can take you into the court and you are going to be asked to pay. Yes, in conclusion now, I can say that we need to prevent plagiarism when we are writing. You have to come up with your own original ideas, while at the same time, you have to make reference to work that is already being done by others. You are going to start, or you started already, year one. Try to develop your writing skills. It will help you in the future. This word is a word of competition. Try to work hard. Try to learn how to do your own works. Don't rely on works of others. Don't think that the life is easy by trying to copy, document from other people. Try to respect the measures. And I think today was an introduction And as I said, your different lecturers are going to help you to put this into practice. Our center, CODER, used to move from one college or from one campus to another. And I think we will meet you again in practice. As I said on Wednesday, in your different campuses, CODER has audio champions. It means lecturers who are working as our ambassadors in your different colleges or campuses. They have been trained in this, in the use of Turnitin. They have been trained on how to write modules. They are now helping their peers or their colleagues, and they are going to help you how now to improve, how to use the tool, Turnitin, that we have, so that you can improve in the way of you write scientifically, in the way you produce good document, in the way your document can be accepted by the community. I told you that we have this tool, Turnitin. I don't want to go there practically because I know that you are not using computers. As I said, your different audio champions will help you to use practically the software Turnitin. This Turnitin, we used to call it a text matching. There are many documents written by many people, and the company called Turnitin tries to gather those different documents that are submitted on the internet, and they create what we call a database of the document. And when you submit a document, sometimes it depends on how you want to do it. It can go straight into the database of Turnitin, or it doesn't go there. When it is now in the database of the Turnitin, if you submit another work similar to that one, immediately it is going to be compared with that, the previous one, and you can say that the similarity index is very high. Now, the work which is being done by this software is to compare what you submit with the different documents available in the database. And the system, this Turnitin software, shows the source of the paragraph that is copied. So, which means that your lecturers will see that, yes, this paragraph is coming from this document written in this university. This document is, this paragraph is coming from one document, and I found that this document is belonging to the same author. Remember what I said, the recycling. When you are doing the self-plagiarism, you have a copy already in the database. You are bringing the paragraphs from that document and you put them in the new document. The system will discover, because it is trying to compare word by word. In summary, the fact of plagiarizing, the one who is capable of saying that you are plagiarizing is your own lecturer. The system is not saying that you are plagiarizing. The system says that you are copying, but the plagiarism is decided by your lecturer. I think that you understand me correctly. Why? Because it depends on the subject. There are some subjects where, for example, a lecturer can give you a text and they ask you to comment. It's okay? You start by writing that text and you bring the comment down. That text can represent, the similarity index can be high because of the text that the lecturer has given to you, which is coming from another source. So in that case, it is the lecturer to decide that this work has been plagiarized or not. This similarity index is high because of that. And he's the one to say that go back and write, or he's the one to decide that this work is not genuine. He's the one to decide that this work he's the one to decide to remove some marks. So in your different subjects, your different lecturers will tell you what to do. But for the moment, keep in your mind that to plagiarize is not good scientifically. To plagiarize is not bringing, a good practice in academic. So try to avoid it. We have seen how to avoid them. We have seen how the ways students are plagiarizing. We have seen the reasons that are making students to plagiarize, but we need not to avoid it. I thank you very much for your attention. There is another topic that I'm going to discuss with you. After 5 minutes, I'm going to discuss about the open educational resources. I will explain after 5 minutes. Just take 5 minutes for the pause, and my colleagues can now switch off, and I'm going to come back. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much, and I wish you again good luck in your studies at University of Rwanda. Thank you. Dear students, I'm coming back again. As I said in my previous presentation, where I was talking about the plagiarism or the academic writing, as I promised, I'm going to talk about what we call open educational resources. This topic is related to the previous one. We were learning how to write correctly or academically. We were learning how to avoid plagiarism and how to avoid it. I told you that there are many documents that are under what we call Creative Commons. There are many documents for which the copyright has been given to everybody, but there are some conditions, of course, that we need to observe when we are using those documents. Many universities or many institutions, they are developing different documents, and they want that those documents can be shared by different people, and they are not to be sold. I can tell you, for example, in Africa, we have African Virtual University. You can go on their website. It is www.avu.org. That institution is availing different documents that other people can use. And those documents, when you use them, as I said in the previous presentation, you need to recognize the source, but they have been done by other people. I told you that you need to read a lot so that you can learn. The academic writing is something that you learn progressively. Today you write, your lecturer can find some errors, your lecturer can ask you to improve, and as long as you are now writing many, you are going to see that your writing skills are getting improved. So you need to get those documents. Now, those documents that I'm talking here, they are different. You remember when we talked about plagiarism, we talked about text, videos, images, and music. All of them, they are documents that can be accessed somewhere. We know that there are many platforms where we can go and find different or various documents. There are many platforms where you can go and get videos. There are many platforms where you can go and get text. And we know that there are different search engines. Those search engines, they are software or they are platform that helping us to search information on the internet or on the net. And those documents or small document or big document which are there, all categories, we used to call them open educational resources when they are under Creative Commons or when they are given to be used without buying them. The OER, Open Educational Resources, they are documents that, as I said, that we used to find on different platforms. And in your different libraries, here I insist, when you visit your different libraries, they will tell you that they have open source documents, or what they call e-resources. Those documents, they are on the net, and our librarians, they have the right to be shared with you so that you can go and get access to them. Of course, there is a restriction. You get access to them while you are in your campuses. I know that in your different campuses, you have done the tour or the campus tour, and you met people who are working in the library. They explained what they are doing. They told you that they have physical books, and they also have soft books. And those soft books, some of them, they are free of charge when you want to access them, or the university has invested money in buying those resources, but they can be accessed online. And when you access them online, it means you read them, you compare them, you get idea from them. They help you to write new ideas. They help you to write new document, of course, by keeping in your mind the plagiarism. It's okay? Now, the question is, how do you find those resources? Remember what I said, your different lecturers will help you to do them. Your different people who are working in your libraries, they will tell you where to get those documents and how to get access to them. They are very important. And practically, the audio champions, even people from CODEM, will visit your campuses. They can meet you and show, if you didn't get the chance to be trained, how not to get access to them. We know that most of us, or most of you, you used to connect yourselves on internet. You used to use Google, but you don't know to get genuine or documents which are under Creative Commons. You don't know to get documents for which you have the right to use without paying money. I think that you understand me. They will show you how to do them. You go on Google, for example, you write a topic, and when you write a topic, you have different documents which are displayed. And those documents, all of them, they are not allowed to be used as such. Some you have to pay money, but others you have not to use them as they are under the Creative Commons. They are very important to know. It is very important to know, and this is going to help you to be used. Those OERs, or those document or open educational resources, those resources which are now available, as I said, we can find them on some specialized platform for open educational resources. They are existing. And what you have to keep in your mind sometimes when you are navigating, or when you are searching information, or you are searching documents, you are searching articles, you don't need to trust every document that you see on the internet. There are some criteria that you have to use. Do you trust that website? If it belongs, for example, to University of Rwanda, you need to trust, because the information which is posted on the website of University of Rwanda has been corrected by a specialized unit. You can create, someone else can create a website for joke. He can post information. When you get it, you don't need to trust it because it's not known. So we don't need to trust any document that we see on internet. You know from different media that some people used to do or used to harm through internet, used to do bad things through internet, used to write bad things on internet. And we don't need now, we are not allowed to trust all of them. So it's why we need now to know where to get those open educational resources so that we can use them. There are some universities or some institutions in the world which are specialized to do it. Of course, it requires a lot of money to do it. And we used to see that some international organization like Commonwealth of Learning is an institution of Commonwealth. It is specialized in education. They are trying to help universities or other schools to get access to information. When you visit that website and the document that you are going to find there, as I said, recognize them, use them because they are genuine. Nobody can go there and post or submit any document without their consent and without their permission. So the same as the African Virtual University, they have also some document that can be used. Where now can we find? It is what I was explaining, these Oers. Here I am giving you different websites, and I think this presentation is going to be shared with the people who are in charge of ICT in your campuses, and they can give them to you so that you can see these different websites, or your managers of the libraries in your campuses can help you to get the website where you can get OERs. There are too many. As I said, we have an institution or an association called OER Africa. We have OER Commons. We have Commonwealth of Learning. As I said, there are too many. You can go also on YouTube when you are looking for videos, and every video that you find is not to be used. You have now to check those which are under Creative Commons, meaning those for which the copyright has been given to the community. And the fact of giving this copyright doesn't mean that, as I said at the beginning, doesn't mean that you just take this document as it is written into your documents that you are writing. So the regulation, they are the same, but here I want to tell you that there exists a lot of documents that you can use without paying money. And all of them, we call them the OERs. So it is very important in your learning. This is it's an example of an educational search that we used to, I conducted when I was training one group. For example, here you just write educational psychology, or if you are in science and technology, you can write computer history, or if you are in medicine, you can write any word that you want, and they are going to be displayed. But as I said, the list that I have in front of me, or that you have, you are seeing, they may not be allowed to be used as such. There are some that are requiring to pay money, but if now I search which document or which ones are under Creative Commons, so I can do it in Google. And practically, as I said, you can now try not to, you will be trained by your different lecturers. Or those who are not following me, if, for example, you go on the internet, for example, I am in Google. Here I have, for example, history of science of computer. Now, history of computer, like this. This is Google as a search engine. I write here history of computers. Voila. Now, here I have a list of websites where I can get the history of computers that I'm looking for. If you are in the introduction to information technology module, your lecturers will give you some such topics. Now, I go on settings here. There is this menu which is displayed. I click on the button Advanced Search. I get this screen. In this one, we have down usage rights. And usage right, I have many choices. I have free to use, to share or modify, even commercially. Or we have free to use, share or modify. So if I click on one, the document that I'm going to have here, I can use them, and if the author finds me reading this document, it is okay because he gave the copyright to every person. But if I use them to write my own document, what I have to do is to acknowledge the author of this document. Yeah. In some library, for example, at Lukara campus, we have this website which are giving resources to UR, and UR is subscribed to this website, and I think it is common for all the campuses. The username is library, the password is library 2020, or you can ask your librarians in your library. They can tell you the username and the password, and when you go there, you will find many documents, and of course, you have to search according to your subject. We have Hinari and Research for Life. They have username and they have password, and you have now to get this information from your different librarians. And according to your subject, you can read and develop other documents. I was talking about Creative Commons. What is it? It is a global non-profit organization that enables sharing and the reuse of creativity and knowledge through the provision of free legal tools. Of course, you understand now that there are people in the world, or there are institutions in the world, caritative institutions, that they think that what people have done, if we keep hiding them, if we keep insisting that people buy this document, we are going to end by seeing that those documents are not read by many people. So this NGO has decided now to gather all of them, to interest the different authors so that they can bring them, and this NGO is sharing this document in the world. And you used to see in different documents this abbreviation CC. CC means Creative Commons. Now, the creator of any original creative work, including educational resources, holds the copyright to the tangible form of the work as default. Yes, when you write any document, it belongs to you. When you write your document, it is up to you to give a copyright. And there are different types of copyrights. Now, in the world, there is a company that helps you to get a copyright for your written document. So it's very important. The word has to be, and doesn't need to be selfish. Even yourself, you don't need to be selfish. What you have developed, you can allow other people to read it. You can allow other people to use it. Of course, sometimes you can sell it and allow them to modify it. Or there are people who are selling and don't allow other people to use it. So it is very dangerous. And I think the word that where we are today is a word of sharing, a word of recognizing only other people who have done things. This is what people need. We need money, yes, but we need to be recognized also. Yeah, these are the different types of copyright that I want to see on different documents. You can see CC by SA. SA means share alike. ND, non-derivative, you cannot change it. NC, not commercial. You understand? It is up to you to decide which copyright I can give to my document. And as I said, there are some companies or some platform specialized to give this copyright to your document. And for the moment, what I want is not to show you how to get the copyright for your document, is to see which copyright is written to a document that I'm going to read. Am I allowed to modify it? If I find that is written CC by ND, that is non-derivative. You cannot modify it. You use it as it is. Okay? If it is written non-commercial, it means you can use it, okay, to write your document, but you are not allowed to sell it. So you understand that when you are getting access to different documents, you need to know what is now the copyright of this document so that you can use it correctly. And as students, because we are telling you how to avoid plagiarism, the first thing to do when you see documents, you need to check what is now the Creative Commons license for this document. Yeah, there are different activities that you can do. Unfortunately, we are not in a computer laboratory, but as I said, you will get this document, this presentation, and you can do the activity that I have planned so that you can learn how to get access to different documents that you can use in your different subjects. Yes, I told you that we need to trust the source. I told you that we don't need to take every document that we see on internet as genuine. We need to ask ourselves, who wrote this document? Very important. We need to know what is this document that I can trust and when has it been written so that I can use it as a reference. Your lecturers will tell you that when you write a document, don't bring a reference old like 20 years. There are documents, senior documents, that have been written 2 years ago, 1 year ago. So the lecturers want that you use the recent researches. Because in the recent researches or recent document, they have used those old documents, so there is no need to go and refer yourselves to the old document while there is recent document. So you have to ask those questions: who wrote it, what the document is talking about, and when it has been written. They are very important for you to keep in your mind when you want to write a good document. And as I said, I repeat again, these OERs, Open Educational Resources, they are documents that have been written by other people And those documents can be used. How? By getting access to the different institutions that tried now to gather those resources. In your different colleges, in your different departments, in your different modules, you will be told how to get those resources. Another interesting thing is, in every module that which is posted or uploaded on the University of Rwanda e-learning platform, in every unit of it, there is a group of resources. As you want to read them, you will see that in the organization of every module, your lecturer has gathered what we call learning resources. They are learning also activities, and they are learning objectives. So for every objective or learning outcomes, for every learning outcome, the lecturer is trying not to bring learning activities so that you can reach those learning outcomes. And when you have learning activities, automatically the lecturer has planned a group of learning resources. So in every module, I know that you are going to find those different documents to support you to accomplish correctly your different learning activities so that you can reach the learning outcomes. They are very important, but I can tell you that what we are now as lecturers, we are posting, it doesn't avoid you to search again. I may bring an open educational resource, but by reading this, you can do your own search. It's why in different campuses, you have internet connection, which is covering the whole campus. It's why the government is wanting to give you, I think, computers, as they did for other students in the previous years. And when you have all this equipment and infrastructure, you need now to improve. You need now to develop your learning, and you need to search. And there are many, many things on the internet. The same as in your different libraries, go and read. Try to develop the culture of reading, either hard books or soft documents, and try to write by yourself. Don't wait until your classmates or your teammates are writing the assignment. Do it yourself because you are developing your writing skills. Don't wait until you come and sign on a work that has been done by others, because for them they have learned maybe 3 times. They read document, they wrote that document. You are coming only for signing. Please try to avoid it. And as I said, this is now the end of my presentation. I can summarize. What I did at the beginning was to tell you about how to avoid plagiarism in your different works. And now I was telling you that the different learning resources, they are existing. There are too many. What you have to do is to look for those which are under the Creative Commons, and there are different lecturers are there to help you. The audio champions that I told you, they are there to help you. And if you go on the university e-learning platform, there is a list of names. Even my name is there. If you have any problem, just call. You can see that, for example, the college X, there is one e-learning officer who is in charge of the support of it. So if you are in the college, for example, of arts and social sciences, you can see who is now in charge of the support. You find the number, you find also the email, you contact him. If he is not available, he knows that there are some audio champions available in your campus. he will contact him and he can help you, or he can even help you online. So I wish you again good luck. I wish you a very interesting stay at university. Keep interested by what you do because you are preparing your future. Thank you very much.
Dear students who are joining the University of Rwanda, this 2021 Unitec, welcome to this last session for our online induction, which is going to tackle on recapitulation about e-learning at the University of Rwanda. The presenter, I am Leo Ntabomvura, coming from the Center for Open Distance and E-Learning, and I'm in charge of trainings. Today I'm going to recapitulate what we have done during this week, what I have trained to all of you. The content that we have covered, we have talked about the blended learning at the University of Rwanda. We mentioned that the blended learning is the mixture of online and the face-to-face sessions. Apart from that, we have tackled on the Moodle as a learning management system. We have explained the details, the features for this learning management system. We have made some practice on the UR e-learning platform, where we have seen how, as students, when you get access to e-learning, how can you manage your profile? How do you navigate in a given course? How do you edit? How do you submit a given task? How do you download any learning resource that you are given by the lecturers? Apart from that, we have seen how do we deal with UR emails for Microsoft Teams, and we have been discussing about learner support that we are offering when we are doing this online. Then let us start by e-learning. Whenever we say e-learning, understand that we are talking about any form of learning, but which is somehow mediated with the technology, which means e-learning is made by two words. The first one is electronic learning, which is acquiring any new skills when you are studying. In other words, it is teaching and learning that is facilitated via information and communication technology, both inside as well as outside the classroom. So, blended learning, when we are mixing all of these types of education, self-paced e-learning, mediated with activities, mixed with online collaboration, when it is mixed with some face-to-face sessions, it becomes blended learning. Apart from that, we have been talking about learning management system, where we say that a learning management system, it's a web-based application that is used for sharing, for discussing with the lecturers. It is creating a linkage between students and the lecturers. And that linkage between students and the lecturers, when it is done online via a web-based application, we call it learning management system. So the University of Rwanda has adopted one learning management system which is called Moodle. Moodle is made of 6 words, and it's an acronym which stand for Modular Object Dynamic Learning Environment. It means that it is an application that is designed for learning purpose and which is dynamic. Whenever the technology is growing up, new technologies are being integrated in this learning management system. Apart from that, we have seen how the University of Rwanda has customized this e-learning platform from Moodle to become your e-learning platform. And we said, some lecturers will say, at the end of this module, go to e-learning. Others will say, at the end of this module, go to Moodle. Dear students, don't be confused. The two terms are meaning the same thing. So Moodle, as well as e-learning management system, will stand for simple, similar thing. So the University of Rwanda has adopted this, and after customizing, we have created a link for this e-learning management system. So In our studying, as I said, the abbreviation of Moodle, we have some features which pushed the University of Rwanda to use Moodle as a learning management system, because all over the world we have so many types of learning management system. So we have been talking about this. With this e-learning platform, lecturers have been able to create online courses. Your module that you're going to follow this academic year, all of them are on e-learning platform. So from this, they have managed to upload any learning resources that can motivate, can support you in your learning activity. All of those have been uploaded on your modules. Apart from that, lecturers are able to initiate collaboration. When you are learning, you will have to collaborate between yourselves as well as between you and your support facilitators, who are the lecturers. So lecturers are able to initiate that kind of communication. Apart from that, at the completion of a given learning resource, you will be assessed. The learning resource that you have acquired, if you have achieved any intended learning outcome, an assessment should be there. So you will be assessed via this e-learning platform. Even the class administration that is being done, normal classes, lecturers will be able to add you in their modules or to remove you, things like that. You as a student, this e-learning platform for the University of Rwanda will help you first to access the learning materials. What do you have to use for learning purpose? And those learning resources that have been uploaded in this learning platform, you don't access only when you are in the classrooms, but you can access them at any time and from wherever you are. So you will even discuss between yourselves and the teachers who will be teaching your modules. And if you are given a task, when you come to accomplish it, you will be able to submit. Apart from that, you can be learning and you get some interesting material. You can share with them, with your lecturers, and as well as with your students. After explaining all of those details, we made some practice. This e-learning platform, when you come to register, immediately you have access on it. So we're going to go to do simple practice quickly, but understand that when you go to this e-learning platform, you make sure that you have internet. That is the first thing. Check if you have internet. Then you go to address bar, you put the address that I'm showing here on the screen, which is www.elearning, in the same word, .ur.ac.rw. From this, when you put this address, you will be able now to be asked to log in. The main page that you get, on your right side top, we have login icon. And if you click on it, it will ask you username and password. For all of you dear students, your username is your registration number. You know that is made by 9 digits. Use your registration number as username. And the password is education at registration number, but the first E starting education is in capital. Education at registration number, your registration number. Apart from that, you'll be able to navigate the platform when you come to login, and you will see how can you search a given module. Suppose you are given any module. For example, all of you, we are requesting you to join this open module that can help you to be familiar with e-learning platform. It is called UR 2021. This module has been designed for purpose to be familiar with e-learning platform. And on this e-learning platform, you will also get the learner support contact. As you will be learning, you might face any challenge, and the support has been provided by the University of Rwanda so that you can contact anyone based on your college. I will share with you that. So let me go to practice. I'm saying you have to open any browser. Suppose you have your computer. The first thing to do, you open a browser. Suppose I take one browser from my computer. Let me use Google Chrome. And when you open your browser, on the top we have the address bar, which is the section where I put the address for a given link that you are looking for. And we put elearning.ur.ac.rw, as we said, and you hit enter. Remember that e-learning is in a single word. Don't put space between e and learning. It's a single word. And from this, your main screen you see here, it has some basic information like the ODL policies. You have also the user guides where we are requesting you, dear student, to download students user guide, which might help you to understand more about the use of and the feasibility of this e-learning platform. You can also have the online resources that we have, and you have also the student portal if you want to go to MIS. But for now, let us go to login. When you go to login, it will ask you your username and your password. So when you are a student and you use your username and the password, as I said, your username should be your registration number and the password should be education at then your registration number. After this, you click on login. Understand that all of us, if you are registered, you should use your registration number as a username and use education at your registration number as the password. So when you come to login, what will happen? You might have so many information and you are requested to read them. Read them carefully. We have said that all the modules are categorized under your respective college. If you are coming from the College of Business and Economics, you have to go here on your college, under your school, then under your department, then you have the level of study, then you go to trimester 1 or trimester 1, all of you are starting this. It means that now you have 2 modules for those who are joining School of Economics in Applied Statistics. But we have also other modules which might be beside your department, because some modules are called cross-cutting, which means you follow them irrespective of the department where you are belonging to. But lecturers will be the one to enroll you in their modules. So if you visit your college, under your college you have your school, under your school you have the program and the department, then you go to year 1 because you are beginning this academic year, then you join your trimester. Suppose you have started learning this module that is called mechanics or said biology and genetics if you are coming from the College of Education. From this, and the lecturer will be the one to give you access on those modules, because for you have access to the general introduction for this module and you have the name of the facilitator in these modules. But if you click on a given module, because I don't have access on this, it will tell me that no enrollment key is required. So I should ask the facilitator, Fulgence Shombusho, to enroll me in this module. But as you start your studying, you will have to request the class representative to be in touch with your teachers to enroll you in their modules. If you click on the name of that facilitator, you get his email. You can even send the email on this lecturer. Thank you very much. When you come to login, you are inside. You know how can you navigate the e-learning platform. Now, how can you search for a given module regardless where it is located? For example, next week, you are starting to sit for English placement test. That English placement test, they will give you the code. And when you come to login, check if your names are appearing on your right side top. You are logged in only if your names are appearing here. And you have seen how do we log in. Then to search that test, you will come down here and you have search courses. They will share with you the code for that module that you are looking to sit for the test. For example, this one is EPT, English Placement Test 2021. If you click on this module, so you will have it, and you have the list of facilitators in this module. You can read the purpose, the main introduction of this module. But to join this module, you have to click on the title for that given module. If you click on it, it will ask you the enrollment key. You cannot enroll yourself in this module, which means you have to wait for the facilitator this module to share with you the enrollment key to join this module. But be aware of searching this module via this e-learning platform, where they will be facilitating you in supervised rooms. They will tell you how to join this module. As I told you, we have one module which is open for all of the students to be familiar with this e-learning platform, and it is open. It is called UR, the code is UR 2021. If you click on this, it's about the online induction course. You see, if you click on this module, it will tell you that you can enroll yourself. To not request you any enrollment key. It's open for all students who want to be familiar with this e-learning platform. As you can see, this module aims to guide all you are a student who are using e-learning platform how to interact with the given module. When you come to get inside a given module, the first thing to do is to read, to understand better the information, the guiding information on each and every section. For example, you can see that you have started with giving a welcome message. We tried to give you the details about this module. If you complete this, what is the basic skills that you will have? Then we have explained what is Moodle, as I said, which is the learning management system, to be familiar with it. We have also the links where you can find more details, more information, so that when the lecturers will come in the class and they say, go to Moodle, join this content on Moodle. Understand that they are talking about this e-learning platform. And we have also some details about overview of a module, what I'm explaining, what are the main components of a module, how to manage profile, how to edit our profile. We have this information. If you follow it, you can change your profile yourself, because by default, you have quite similar same password. But as you are starting to deal with grades and marks, you're supposed to have your own password. So how to manage, how to edit my profile, it is here under profile management. You can read it on your own. Then you can go back. Then you will see how can you sit for a given assessment. For example, I have sample quiz. How do I sit for a quiz? How do I sit for a given assignment? If I'm given a take-home activity, how do I do that? So I will have come to add a submission. You really understand the question. Then from this, you give your answer. And the lecturers will give you the feedbacks when you come to save and submit. In that case, I'm participating in a given assessment activity given by the teacher. Apart from responding to the given questions, even yourself, you can raise your question. You can request for support under what we call collaborative tools. We have so many types, but here we have the first one is called instant chat, instant communication. The chat is an activity that will help you to have a text-based and real-time synchronous discussion, which means if you see that a lecture has enabled a chat like this in your module, you participate in that module at a given instant time. But when it is given as a discussion forum, it will enable you to have a synchronous discussion. It means it is a discussion that takes place over an extended period of time. It does not require to participate in a given forum at that time. You can even participate at that module later in your module. So apart from that, you can even chat with one of your colleagues. You can send a message to your lecturer. Here is the steps. You go to participant. Participant is here on this side. You can go to participants. You see your classmates will appear there. And if you want to write a message to any one of them, if you click on him, you see, you can send a message to that given person. You can send a message and you click on this. Now I come to send a message to one of the colleagues, my colleagues in my class, one of my classmates, is what we call collaborative tools, which means whenever you will be studying, don't be stuck. You have ability and support for discussing with anyone. That was the collaborative tools. During this induction also, we have said that the University of Rwanda is requesting all of us to use our UR emails. The email given by the University of Rwanda, all of you on your registration proof, when you come to complete your registration, on that paper that you are printing, you have at bottom your email coming from the Management Information System from the University of Rwanda. The structure for all of your email is family name, your family name. Suppose you are called Habimana Jean Paul, your email will be Habiman, and you have this kind of underscore. Then you have the registration number, then arrobas or at stud.ur.ac.rw. This is the structure for all of your emails. We are requesting all of you to use those emails because if you forget your password on e-learning, to recover your password, you have to use this email. Apart from that, the IST department on your respective college, they will help you to understand what we call Office 365, which are the components and the facilities given by these accounts, which is linked with the application that will be used for virtual classes, which is called MS Team, Microsoft Software Teams. So in that case, understand that the default password for all of your emails is test12345. Let us also make small practice for this. Hurry up and you open any browser, you go to the address bar, you put ur.ac.rw. That is the email for the University of Rwanda. Then when you come to join this, you will go to email, to mail. On your main page for the University of Rwanda, you have mail. We are encouraging all of you to visit the website for the University of Rwanda because all of the announcements, the upcoming events, the updated information, all of them are appearing on this UR website. So when you go to mail, it will show you the types of email that you have in the University of Rwanda, but for all of you, dear students, you are joining by using Office 365 for student email, and if you click on it, it will ask you your email. So your email will be made by your family name, underscore, your registration number at stud.ur.ac.rw. That is what we call your email. Try to be familiar with this because it will help you to recover any password when you forget it. Thank you very much. This is how do we get access to this URL email. Try to be familiar with it. Try to visit it. You can send a message to your colleagues. You can receive it. If you go to mail and you go down on a student email system, it will ask you your email. In that case, you understand that it's your name. For example, for your Habimana and underscore, you put your registration number, which is made by 9 digit. You know that. Then at stud, which stands for students, .ur.ac.rw. Then when you hit next, it will ask you the password. As I said, the default password is test. Here it is. We're starting by capital T, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the default password for your email. Then apart from that, we are offering support to you. If you face any challenge related to e-learning, we have shown you how do we get support. On this your e-learning platform, when you are home, let me log out and show you how shall we support you, how you get learner support in your modules, in your learning activity, which means whenever you are studying and you are stuck, don't think that it's over, because on main page of this e-learning platform, we have a section of support contacts. On support contacts, we have a list of people who will be supporting all of you based on your college. If you are coming from the College of Education, here is the person, you have his email and you have his phone number. Feel free to call him or to send text message or WhatsApp. If you are coming from the College of Arts and Social Studies, you have the support. If you are coming from the College of Business Economics, here are the names for the person who will support you. Dear students, the list of those people to support you will be supporting the related e-learning problem. Don't ask them about the registration issues. They are dealing with e-learning. Whenever you face any challenge on this e-learning, don't hesitate to contact them. But understand that the modules which are here, the access will be given by the lecturer. Hope will remain together and we'll keep on having some continuous support and the trainings at your respective colleges, and try to be familiar with this e-learning platform. And if you have any challenge, you can post it on this e-learning platform, as well as you can even post here on this YouTube channel that you are following our presentation. Thank you very much.